Hello and welcome to Foodocracy for Her. Foodocracy for Her is an award-winning podcast and India's longest-running podcast to feature women in the F&B industry. I am Kalyan Karmalkar, your host, and I'm coming to you after a bit of a break. You could say a festive break. For us Bengalis, it was Durga Puja, Lokhi Puja, and Kali Puja. Diwali, of course, Sal Mubarak to the Gujaratis. And today we're going to have a very interesting young lady, whose name is Nandini Deb, and there she is. So Nandini is actually a singer from Sovabazar,
Hi,
and
Sam.
she's done a song picturized on Tiger Shroff and his lead heroine. What is she doing in Foodocracy for her? We'll find out. So hi Nandini, how are you?
Hi, sir. How are you?
I am good. I am good.
I
Um,
we finally meet. I'm really sorry. We've been really postponing our meeting.
no. That's fine.
Thank
It's
you
to
so
be
much.
understood. I mean, it's been a very busy season for you, and lots of openings, lots of this thing. I was introducing you as first of all a girl from Shobha Bazar in Kolkata. So Shobha
Absolutely.
Bazar is pretty close to Mitra Cabin and Allen's,
Oh,
right? So have you
yes.
been to these places?
Yeah. It's Mitro Cafe. Basically, it was one of. It's like my half childhood has like been there because it's just 2 minutes away from my house.
Okay, so
So
they're near the metro station, and
yeah, it is.
oh,
My
the
house
metro.
is just near the metro station. Mollik
Hmm.
Bari, the one which is just right on the like on crossing. So
Hmm.
it is just behind that. So
So what
one
are your
minute,
favorite dishes over there? Is it the
fish fry
Koviraji?
for sure. Fish fry,
Huh.
brain chop,
Hmm.
which was one of my favorite
Yeah.
snack. I have
Yeah.
never got that kind of a chop ever in my life. I
So
felt
the Kolkata chop, which is like a croquet, right? Which is
correct.
yeah, because the Parsis do a bhejanu cutlets, but that is a flat thing, very different.
Yeah, so
I've
this one
never
is
tried a
basically the
brain.
inside it used to be like really oozy and juicy, like how a
Ooh.
melting mutton can
Yeah, yeah,
be.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And then from the outside, it used to be really crunchy because we used to go and have it as hot as it is being served.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We really got the perfect taste of how it should be, you know.
So when I went there, I had the fish Koviraji, which is of
Oh
course the
yeah,
famous thing.
yeah.
And have you been to Allen's for the prawn cutlet? That's also
It
close
is
by.
again like yeah, as you've been Mitro Cafe, Allen, and my house. It's like 1 minute of distance. We are just all
Wow.
together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that and Chittoranjan is like 5 minutes from us. So
That's a
I
sweet
have
shop.
grown. Yeah. In fact, my father's restaurant used to be just beside Mitro Cafe. It is still there. So we
Hmm.
used to have a biryani shop there.
Oh wow.
And I still remember that, as a kid, I used to go there and I used to like again go and try and eat my biryani, everything. But every evening, my thing was like, I have to have my biryani, but go there, have the fish fry, cutlet, whatever is there. So
Wow.
my dad used to just go mad because a lot of bill used to come for me, my sister. We used to just say, "Ke khata hai likhe lao. Just write it down.
Yeah,
Don't ask us."
yeah. And later, did you take your friends there from school, college, and all that for
Oh yeah,
treats?
yeah, absolutely. And I think you have also grown up the central Calcutta. The entire central Calcutta and North Calcutta is filled with all this crazy food that we can think of Calcutta.
Yeah. So I'm a South Calcutta boy, but
Oh,
I
okay.
spent 5 years in Central Calcutta because my college was there. Do you want to fix your phone because it looks like it's you're like on a
Is
boat or
it like
something?
hazy, sir?
No, it's absolutely clear. It's just the phone is wobbling a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
but
think
it's
I will
fine.
just
I mean,
go.
the light and everything is just fine.
Okay,
Uh, yeah,
1 second.
yeah.
Yeah. Is it okay now?
So I think all the Calcutta chat was making us, you know,
Yeah.
unsettled. So I'm a South Calcutta boy, but I spent 5 years in College Street because presidency, and then
Because of your college.
ISWBM. And your school was at Loreto Beaubazar.
Yes, correct.
So did you go to what was the sweet shop over there with the Loreto? The
No,
the
you are
Beaubazar,
talking
there was the
Bhimchandra. Bhimchandra.
Bhimchandra, and the Mishti Doi was like really famous over
Oh
there.
yeah. Kacha
And
Golla, Bhimchandra
yeah,
Nabe.
and the
Abar
Putiram
Khabo.
and the Putiram Mishti Doi.
Oh yes, 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 absolutely.
So I'd gone back before the pandemic to College Street, and it was fine, good fun. And
Yeah,
once with our friends, we'd gone to Allen and this thing. But guys, don't be scared because there's not going to be a discussion on Kolkata.
I
So
know.
Nandini,
Yes,
you're a singer, and in
yes,
fact your grandmom was a thumri singer, and there's been music in your family. I think your mom was also a singer.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So you sort of came to Mumbai to sing. You've actually done one movie, right?
Yeah.
So who was the heroine whose voice you did? So
So
Tiger
this
Shroff
was
and
that was I forgot her name
okay,
myself
but
because she was a
but
new
Tiger Shroff is
she
like
was a new
really
no yeah she was a new girl I think
it's there on the web.
from
I
Munna
was just
Michael.
I was
Yeah,
just seeing it. So I'll tell you. But Tiger Shroff, of course, is quite the
yeah,
in thing. Then you've done it for a Bengali
correct.
film.
Because I think she was also it was the first movie that she was doing with
Huh,
Tiger Shroff.
yeah.
Kriti something I think.
Not Kriti Sanon, no?
No, no, not Kriti Sanon.
Huh, Siddharth Basu, Tiger Shroff. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so let's this thing. So given that the fact that you are a singer and and Durga Puja just happened. So normally, like singers and people into music
Yes.
would be, performing in some puja, whether it's in Mumbai or Kolkata or anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But when I went to the Bandra Durga Puja, I saw your stall Habudubu, and Habudubu means like you're it's you're sort of floating. Yeah, it's like in English, it's like that shit
It's like
happens and
immersing. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Habudubu is like immersing, but not in a calm philosophical way
No,
of
yeah, not in
immersing.
that
You're
way.
like,
Yeah,
you're,
in a fun
yeah. I
way.
mean, there's no English translation, so but it almost looked like you were, doing Habudubu because you were in the cash counter of Habudubu, and I think that most people were gravitating towards that stall because they were seeing a certain good quality which was there, and there were tons of people coming. And I remember when I walked in, you were, telling someone that, "Madam, it'll be ready in 20 minutes," and this that. So, how come the movement from singing to food, or is it that you're still singing and also food, but you're quite serious about food because you've been in this even before the lockdown and everything opened up, like when the pandemic was going on.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. So, firstly, music is the my prime focus, and it has always been, and it will always be. But while pandemic and for the second question, which I had to answer, that yes, I'm actually doing my music as well as my food. So while lockdown, obviously food was something that I have grown up with because my entire family was into it. Like my father, my father's father, his father. So they used to run catering services,
Wow.
and my my dad's father used to be basically he's the one who has actually trained my father. He's trained me, so we have grown up watching him making the best kind of meat, pulao, the
So this
cutlets,
is
gobi rajmi.
father's father, father's
Correct,
father.
correct, my
So
father's father.
Thakurda and
Yes,
Thakurda, right? Yeah,
correct,
yeah.
Thakurda. So he was
So
a
the
zamindar.
men in your family used to cook.
Oh yes, yes.
Okay,
In
so
fact,
that's
my
okay.
dadu taught my mom. When my
Uh,
mom came, she was
uh,
just 17 years old, and
okay.
my father told her to make some egg curry. I still remember they have
Yes.
a story. So my
Dim and
mom
dalna.
was very few. She was like, okay, first time I have to go and cook egg curry. So she went and she made the paste, however, whatever it is possible. But she didn't know that she had to boil the egg and give it. So she took the egg, she dipped it in the curry. She gave it to my father and my grandfather, and my grandfather is looking at her. And
As
that
in,
is when my
she didn't crack the egg.
nothing. She just took the egg and in the curry, she just dipped it. And that's how it is. Now you
Yeah,
have it.
maybe it's some Chinese preparation, like it's going to cook in the egg and then you take it out, crack it. The
Yeah.
100-year-old egg is
She
the
guessed
Chinese
it
have.
somehow that this is how it
Uh,
should be. But it was
hmm.
crazy. So that's when when my grandfather was like, this is not how my Boma will be cooking. So from that day, my grandfather taught all the kind of food that my mom knows. But my grandmother is again an exceptionally good cook. Like she,
Grandmom as in mom's mom.
my mom, yeah. So
Your
now
mom's
Dadu
mom.
side, my
So
mother's
the
mom,
Didima.
yeah,
Didima.
correct,
Okay.
Didima. So Thakuda was Bangal and Didima is proper Goti. So both the combination, my Dida used to make
Okay,
ochar
I'm going to just stop you for a second. So
Yeah.
for people who don't know what is Bangal Ghoti,
Oh yeah,
so
correct.
Bangal refers to the Bengalis who originally what was in what's called East Bengal after it was divided by Lord Curzon and then East Pakistan and now Bangladesh. In fact, my roots are from there as well. And Ghotis are from the west of Bengal, so which is now Bengal
Correct.
and part of and India. And so which makes you Bati, right?
Correct. In fact,
So
that's what
so so
everybody
so
used to
so
call
so
us.
so Bati is where the parents either parent is Goti and the other one is Bangal. So Bati, which also means a bowl, which just struck
Oh,
me that you fill a bowl with stuff, right? This never struck me,
absolutely.
but you've actually been your bowl has come in with Goti influence and Bangal influence. Wow.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
I still remember when I was growing, I used to only see food happening and nothing else because my the Thakuda used to make something. So my grandmother used to see and she used to make something else. So they both had their own thing to give their grandchildren the best kind of food. So we used to
But
be,
different houses, right? I mean,
yeah.
your mom, but she was also from
Or
north.
they used to basically come. So every evening or maybe every
Huh.
afternoon, there used to be a proper feast. So either my grandfather used to cook something where my grandmother used to come with Dadu. Otherwise,
And
we
they were
used to,
kind of close by. They lived
yeah,
close
that
by.
we was, so my Dadu was Sovabazar, my
Hmm.
Thakur Dada, and my Dada was Hedua. So we were
Okay,
just
so Heduas were Scottish church colleges,
just
right?
got this college. Correct.
So
Correct.
that's also then the Golbazaar Koshamangsham must be close by.
Yes, Golbari.
Shambazar, yeah.
Golbari.
Yeah,
Correct.
Golbari, not
Oh
Golbazar,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. So
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 every day there
imagine,
was a food jugalbandi. There was
yeah.
a food jugalbandi. As a kid, were you very plump? Because obviously now I'm not sure how much you eat now.
I was 85 kgs.
Okay.
I am
As a kid, at
46.
what age?
I was 85. And
I don't blame you. If there was so much good
oh
food
yeah,
happening, I
you
would be 185.
totally. And I used to always tell my parents that you can't
And
blame
on
me.
top of that, access to free biryani.
Correct. No, literally, you won't believe, sir. My father stopped the stove for me because
Huh,
I was eating everything that was left out. Like the leftover used to
huh.
never go on waste because I was the one. I was like, I'm going to eat, no worry. So my dad said, no, my daughter is like really putting on, and he literally stopped. He said, no, let me just shut the store. Otherwise, it's not possible. She'll be really gaining weight. Coming
Huh.
back to where we were talking about
Singing
music.
and then the food.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but I was very, very as a girl, I am very, very I have that feeling of doing something by myself. I like going out. I'm fearless. I like to do things which are challenging. Like never, even from my industry.
Royal Bengal Tigress.
Oh yeah,
Royal
totally.
Bengal Tigress. Yeah.
Yeah, while I was doing this food, my music industry people, they were looking at me in a very different way. To be honest, I
In
must.
Mumbai or Bengal?
In Mumbai.
Calcutta.
In
Because
Mumbai.
in Calcutta also you sung with some small bands for practice, right?
Yeah, yeah. But actually, in Bombay, everybody, where when it comes to music industry, I started doing shows with all this, Sonu Nigam or maybe Shan. So we are
Yeah,
all
yeah.
in a good touch with each other.
Yes,
We know
yes.
what we are doing in each other's life. But I'm saying the entire vibe
And
of
many
my,
Bengalis also, like
yeah,
Shan is
yeah, correct,
Bengali. Sukrita is almost half Bengali.
correct.
He
Or
was
like
talking in
all of
Bangla and the
these
Puja.
guys,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I
Pritam,
think
who's from my college. Yeah.
um, while taking food in while doing corona, what happened that everybody used to look at me like, oh Nandini, you're a singer, how are you doing this, how are you, I
Yeah,
felt
because
very,
even I was wondering that when you
yeah.
set up and we tried a biryani from
Oh
this thing. So like I was wondering, like a
yeah,
singer. So yeah, yeah.
actually nobody thought that I will be taking this so seriously because
Hmm.
everybody thought अच्छा singing है वो नहीं चल रहा है तो इसके लिए शायद उसने चालू कर दिया है,
Ah,
and
yeah.
that's how it works. But I am a person that if I really love something, I have always made sure that I'm doing it, like I'm starting it in this way. Like I never thought that I will just start it and leave it. But
Yes.
I think you have seen me in my journey with the food, because
Yeah.
I started with you, and I have not left anything, but I've been always taking a pace and leap with my journey, and I want to like go on with it in a nice pace and not really hurry things
Yeah,
up.
because things have opened up, right? And I'm
Correct.
sure like now music and everything's opened
Oh
up.
yeah, yeah,
And
absolutely.
if that is your core
It's getting
sort
difficult
of
for me.
passion and livelihood, but you've stuck onto this.
Oh
So
yeah,
because a lot of people after the pandemic, they stopped their enterprises because
correct,
jobs resumed and all of that. Nothing wrong with that.
correct.
But you've so what drives you? I mean, um,
Food, absolutely. The answer is food. It
uh,
really drives me. It gives me that kind of a meditative feeling where nobody is telling me what to do, but just my kind of a feeling. And
yeah,
this is the exact feeling that I go through when I'm on stage, when I'm literally giving my best self to, so that everybody enjoys what I am doing on stage. This
wow.
is the exact thing probably when I do my food. It's very similar, but with food the kind of senses which I go through is very different again with music. It gives
Sometimes
me,
I sing while cooking, but
yeah.
or hum, but hopefully no one can hear that because then they would evacuate the building. So then, and if I hum something and then I put it on Instagram, so I use that tune. So when you started the business during lockdown,
Yeah.
was it for the financial need, or was it more because you were getting frustrated, like all of us, like everyone was, and
So
many people started, or was it a mix of two?
it
Because you're
was,
also like living by yourself, you're independent,
yeah.
you and I think
So
your partner Nirban who run
correct,
this.
correct.
So I mean, you guys are. I mean, you're in a big city,
Yes,
an expensive city. Yeah.
exactly. I feel the first foremost important thing is that I don't like to sit idle. I am a person that I've
Hmm.
been working from when I was in club, like around 13, 14 years old, because then I started
Now I'm
working.
feeling suspicious that how Khatia, Bati, or Bengali you are. I like, for example, I'm very happy. Like, like today we did a thing. We are doing it in the evening. So I did a nice sort of bhat goom after some tension in the cats outside. But yeah, a Bengali who loves to work too much and then running a business also. Bhakti.
Oh
This
yes,
is
I
this is
think
the new age of Bengalis.
I am absolutely mad when it comes to work. I really love to. In fact, the first reason was that when my dad said, "Okay, come back home because I think now you're not having some more work
Hmm.
there. Come back home and you can chill. You can okayly rest here." That was not I wanted to do. In fact, that was a kind of realization when I was not doing my music. I went kind of my own deep down realization that if music stops ever in
Yes.
my
Yes.
life,
Hmm.
uh, that was a kind of a awakening that probably it was very personal, but it helped me to
Hmm.
realize or understand as who I want and what gives me happiness, like pure bliss. um,
And what is that?
and food gives me that all answer, because I feel absolutely very happy when I treat my friends, my family, whoever knows me for the last so many years in Bombay, or many all my friends in Calcutta. They know that if I go to Nandini's house, or maybe if I meet her, she will absolutely make sure that that person doesn't leave home without food. They have to eat with me. You
Yes.
have to meet me complete, hands down, eat with me.
And if your
Yeah.
friends are dieting because you're from show business and many of them are
And I
dieting.
give them good diet charts also, because I am fit. I eat and then I take
Yes,
the
you are
rest.
very,
And
very fit. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
so I'm like,
Uh,
I give them the food and I'm like, okay, you can work out and you can equally be fit. uh
so initially you were cooking out of house, out of your home,
yes,
in the initial business, and
correct.
it was when you started the business also, I was a bit confused because you were Bengali and you were doing home recipes, and your brand at that time was called Bangali Babu, and we're going to talk to you
Correct.
about how that changed to Habudubu. I mean, a lot of Bangali Babus are like Habudubu, of course, if that's work. But you were also doing an Awadhi kitchen
Correct.
where there was
The
like
Lucknowi
biryani,
Lucknowi Chowk.
Lucknowi kitchen. So and Lucknowi food is very different from your, I'm sure, from your dad's
Correct.
biryani and the Calcutta. Like if your dad did a risala, is very different from the Lucknowi rezala.
Yeah.
So how come you diversified into these? Because a lot of people who started during the pandemic chose one cuisine, mostly their own, whether
Yeah.
Kerala, Assamese, or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I will give this thing to my music. Why I'll tell you, because music gave me all the opportunities to travel the world. I have been traveling from a very, very young age, and I can't even probably now remember how many countries that I've been or
to
seen or
sing,
anything.
you've traveled for music performances
Oh
across the world.
yes. So this,
Wow,
in fact, this year I'm performing for the FIFA's for at Qatar. So this is one of the
wow,
hats on.
wow! In
Yeah.
one of the earlier World Cups, it was um, Shakira, right?
Yes.
So
11th of
yeah,
December
not
will be
bad.
my first performance there. So I, in fact, when I travel, I now my dad or my parents, they were also very shocked to
So
understand and
from
to
what
see.
age have you been traveling? From what age have you been
Uh,
traveling?
I think I
Um,
started traveling around like when I passed my class 10. That my
oh,
professionally,
so before your 12th
professionally,
and all that, huh?
yeah,
That'll be like 16 or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
professionally, I
Wow.
started traveling from then, and
Wow.
then I still.
And you managed your school and college while
Oh yeah,
traveling.
so I couldn't
Oh,
finish
good.
my college because I already took up music professionally when I was on my
Okay.
first year.
Hmm.
I had to leave college because I couldn't come and attend classes. I had to go
Hmm.
do my shows. So I
Fair enough.
dropped because I was, and then I came to Bombay because I think around my second year when I decided that I won't be able to continue anymore because it was getting very very difficult.
Yes.
In, in
And you
fact,
wanted to be in the Hindi industry. You didn't necessarily want to be in the Tollygun's
oh
Bengali
no, I never
singing
wanted to
industry.
be there.
Huh.
Yeah, because I think I
Because
was.
I believe there's a lot of Bangla music happening now. I'm a bit disconnected with it, but there's Bangla rock, and I mean a lot more than when I was in Calcutta, right?
Yes,
It's quite progressive,
I was
the
not
Calcutta music
interested
scene. Okay.
actually much in Bengali music because I felt Bengali is a very difficult language to understand as a whole. When I was
Huh.
growing up, I felt all those because I started learning like Robindra Sangeet and Nozrul Giti. So I used
Yes.
to see the kind of
All Bengali girls learn that, and all Bengali boys learn the tabla. I mean, not me,
correct.
but
We
yes.
are we can't be left out. It's like
Yeah, yeah,
mandatory.
and if it's a arranged marriage sort of situation and the boy comes to see it, then the girl will sing. No, first get some luchi aludam made by her, and then sing Ravindra
Oh,
Songit. I don't know if it still happens,
oh yeah.
or if I'll get cancelled for saying that for the woke generation.
I
But
think
yeah,
every all Bengalis are like almost everybody that I know that they are trained in any kind of classical form
or
of
tabla at least. Yeah, I
yeah.
wanted to do guitar in school, but my mom said
Very
focus on your
difficult
studies.
guitar.
But we're going coming back to your Lucknowi food. Yes.
Ah
So
yes.
why Luck?
So
Huh.
now the closest food that I used to feel cooking Bengali and Calcutta food, which I used to cook from a very young age. Being in
Yeah.
the family, everybody used to make food. So when I was like probably 9 10 years old, I used to make food, biryani, pulao, and I used to make those and I had to give it to my parents. They used to eat it and tell me what is wrong or right. Generally, my mom never used to eat because my mom was very finicky. Okay, no, no, it will be some rubbish food. But my dad used to be very, very okay, whatever it is, whatever you'll make, I'll eat it. Don't worry. He was very, very supportive with making,
Yeah, and dads have this soft corner for the daughters, I
Oh
think.
yeah, absolutely. So my mom used to like, you're wasting all my, fish and mutton and all those. Dad used to be, it's okay, absolutely fine. Let her cook and like enjoy herself.
Yes,
So
yes.
so now the closest masala that the kind of the spice blend that I used to like is Mughlai.
Hmm.
The spice blend that
The
I
Kolkata
like.
Mughlai, the Kolkata Mughlai.
No, as in as a overall Awadhi and the food.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not fond of too much of North Indian cuisine myself.
You're talking the Punjabi circle when you
Yeah,
say.
correct.
Uh,
Like I don't
hmm.
understand their blend much. Like personally,
Okay.
if you ask
Huh.
me, I can make much more better Mughlai or the Calcutta and
Hmm.
that zone of food rather than
Yes.
understanding that blend. And
Hmm.
I think that is one of my plus point is that I love spices. I make them at home. I blend it at home. Like I really feel that I get that kind of like as a joy, as a kid, I would say that when I blend something, then I kind of taste, okay, if I put Javitri less in this, or probably a Jaifal less let in that, what can go wrong and what can happen. I think
Hmm.
that kind of fun that I have with spices, that is where Lucknow food has gone deep down to me. And I have really traveled a lot for my shows to UP because of a lot of gigs that I've
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, my sir who actually got me from Bombay, I mean from Calcutta, I did a show which was called Voice of Calcutta. So he
Oh,
was basically one of the trainers, and who was the trainer from Lucknow. So he
okay.
used to train me a lot, and I used to go there and have
And was
Lucknowi
that
music.
classical music that you would train you in, or?
Yes,
uh,
yes, it was semi-classical music, not
Okay.
like
Yeah.
hardcore
Yeah.
classical, semi-classical, because I took that. I mean, I really never too much enjoyed semi-classical.
Adunik Sangeet. Like
Yeah,
when you're in Kolkata on TV, it would come like Shama Sangeet, Ravindranath Sangeet, and then Adunik Sangeet, which would be modern.
yes. My
Yes,
great
yes.
grandmother was the first thumri classical singer of Calcutta. I never used
Wow.
to take all this like seriously when I grew up, and then I really felt the kind of seriousness you need to put in kind of
The
training.
Riyaz and the,
Yeah,
yeah.
that it's like sadhana mostly. You can't really
So,
now that kind of music doesn't happen in Bollywood anymore. Uh,
so I did sadhana when I went to Lucknow, and but it was like my sadhana was going to
oh,
Idris and Wahid and to trying out the biryani and then
oh yes,
going to
yes,
Tunde and
absolutely.
like so that was my sort of sadhana. But I didn't come back learning how to knowing how to make that biryani and the galati. So from trying out to making, how did that happen to you?
So I used to, I mean, I love reading and I love watching YouTube or skills of big chefs working their skills out. What are the kind of cooking, techniques that is involved? What is the kind of, I think the learning that is there in today's world that is available right now.
Hmm.
If anyone who's interested to do anything, I think it is out there.
Yes.
They have to just give their full 100% towards not only just understanding, but towards making repetitive mistake. Because when I started making my galoti, I still remember I took around like 20 times to make the perfect blend, to make the
Yes.
perfect spice that I want. Because there are certain tastes that you remember as who you are, and what is the taste that you like. Your palate
Yes.
just knows it.
Yes, because they're
It's
Galatis and Galatis, but you might like the Tunde more, or Delhi has this
correct,
particular thing, and
correct.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think every shop that you have from Lucknow also, every galati is so different. Like some are very
Wow.
spicy, some are
Yeah,
very
yeah,
less
yeah.
spicy,
Hmm.
some are meaty, some are very, very, so it's very different than what
Taste
we
like,
all
yeah,
like. Yeah.
yeah.
So like for me, I have had one of my best galatis in Damfuk. In fact, one of the best Nihari
In
at Taj.
Dampuk in ITC, yeah, yeah. I
Yes,
think Dampuk
yes.
does Kakori, but yeah, but the Galati is
Sorry,
part of the good
Kakori
makers.
and
Yes, and
your
yeah,
Nihari, sir,
yes. But
Nihari.
the Nihari at Dampuk is fabulous.
It's
My
it's
God, yeah.
absolutely
Yeah. Once I had
cracking.
for
And
breakfast, I called it over, and when I was staying at ITC last time, I had it for breakfast.
oh, I keep looking at all the food that you eat, and I learn so much from there. I keep
From me,
following
you can
you.
only learn how to eat.
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
think so. What you do is to
Hey, don't call me
help
sir. I
so
call
much
me
of us.
Kalyan or at the most Kolanda
Yeah,
here because you're from Cal, but don't call me sir.
yeah.
As it is, my
So
mom is saying with this white beard, I'm looking old. Yeah, I'll send her. So Canna says send her a picture of George Clooney. I said she won't know. So
I have seen, I think I've followed almost all your entire Insta, everything to understand the kind of food that you love. It's not even like funny. How do you
yeah.
actually maintain also so well?
I think that I think after COVID, when I had my blood sugar and herpes spike, so I think
Yeah.
that's when I became a bit more conscious about eating. And Riyankola, who's my dietitian, also gave me a very sustainable diet.
Yeah, which can
So
be
I think,
followed.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that of course there have been transgressions, like when I went to Calcutta, and then the pujos when I had your the rolls and the noodles. But
Tell me.
yeah, so your galauti, biryani, everything you sort of in a way self-taught. You
Oh
tried
yes,
them, then you
self-taught,
saw
totally
methods on
self-taught.
YouTube. Huh.
Everything.
So
Yeah.
how was it running two diverse cuisines? Because you were running Bengali, you were running Lucknowi. In
Yes.
Mumbai, I mean, there's a decent amount of people claiming to do Lucknowi. So there's, I mean, at the top end, there's Dampuk. Mudit is doing some great stuff at Out Table, but there's more, right? So
Yes.
you had to like carve an identity for yourself. In Bangla, it was slightly easier because I don't think
Yes,
anyone's really
absolutely.
been
Because
that
that's my
strong.
taste. Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
and there's it's still not an established market. Like I don't think that, especially with Bajori going back and Calcutta of course at the higher end,
Yeah.
and even among the home chefs, I think they're yet to sort of establish themselves. So how was the experience of running two different things? And you're new to the cooking industry. You're not
Yeah.
formally
I still run
trained.
Lucknowi Chowk, sir.
You
I
don't
still
have
run.
a godfather in the cooking industry. Yeah, I mean it in a good way, like some chef advising you or guiding you.
Yeah,
So,
actually, sir, no one really is there to guide me. And I
huh,
wish that would have been, but I keep it. I take all my suggestions from you. Also, you know me.
huh,
Whenever
but I
I
can guide you in
I
the
start,
marketing or maybe like
yeah.
a bit on
But
my
sir, nobody
feedback.
really
Yeah,
helped because I think as a singer that I have gone through my journey as a whole, whatever
huh,
that I have been doing with my music was a self-taught way to understand that
yeah.
girl from Sovabazar in Bombay doing making her way out was a journey of understanding that how you should actually channelize yourself. That has probably helped me to
So
do
in
this.
music also you sing different types of things, songs.
Oh,
I mean I don't really know the. I mean I know the classical sort of definitions, but just give me an example of maybe two, three different types of music
so
which you
let's say,
focus
sir,
on.
it's let's say if I have to tell you diversify, let's like say today if a singer is doing music as a playback singer,
Huh.
that person does not just has to concentrate there, but also your live singing like a live
And
stage.
then you're singing with different
Yeah,
singers
correct.
or different songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also in playback industry, there you have to be well versed with a lot of other languages that can really help
Yes.
you.
And also
Also the
different heroines have different personalities. So if you're trying to match
correct.
one heroine and now they've got such distinct personalities, unlike
Correct.
before.
I
Yeah.
think so. Right now, the entire world wants everyone to be an entrepreneur. Like being a singer, I have felt that I am taking care of my Insta, doing a singing, I'm
Yes.
posting. So,
Yes.
if you see, everybody
It's
is
more
trying to
authentic
sell.
then. It's more
Yeah,
authentic than giving it to
yeah,
an agency. And I like what you said because I've seen a lot of comedians as startups, sorry, stand-ups,
yeah,
not startups, and you like their acts in the beginning, but after a while, and some very famous one and this thing, great work which they do, but they get into this thing. So they're either doing only that, Lajpat Nagar accent or the
correct,
Dadar colony accent or
correct.
Marathi thing, and then it gets a bit boring. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're saying that versatility mindset helped you to run
Yeah,
both of these.
and also I think so. I think this helped me as a whole, as in my journey, is helped me that to know how to channelize yourself. Like let's say today, I remember when I just started food.
Hmm.
Why would I approach you? If you remember, sir, I approached you when my first food was to you, sir. My first
Lots of food,
yeah,
lots of food. Yes,
yeah, correct.
I remember
So
there was biryani and galati for sure,
yeah,
and
correct.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so if you remember, sir,
And it
that
was
was
not the
my
Kolkata biryani because it
no,
was
it was
actually
not.
from a Lucknowi
It
kitchen
was
in any
yes, it
case.
was love
Yeah,
because I actually blend two kind of blend, which is the
yeah,
biryani
yeah,
blend for the Calcutta blend and the Lucknowi blend.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it
And
goes
you said that it's not the
correct.
Lucknowi thing. Yeah, it's a
So
Lucknowi thing. Yeah.
yeah, I meant sir that I think channelizing yourself and going and approaching to the right people helps you to reach the right kind of people that you want in your business. Like let's
Hmm.
say today when I wanted my plate of food to be served, I didn't approach Sonu Nigam. I approached you. I meant that that kind of understanding was my own journey of becoming a singer here, like
And
telling the
some of my
world.
friends also really liked your food, Kunal Vijaykar and Samir Malkani, and then
Yes,
Kunal featured you on his channel. You've done the Bar Bank thing with Samir, so
correct.
it's nice. I mean, the food world, but There's, I mean, while your family has been into the food business and you've seen that as a kid, but still there's a difference between, cooking for friends or family or self versus running a business, and that too on a sustained basis, making that same consistency, same
Correct.
this thing. And then people have diverse tastes. Like sometimes when I've tried your Bengali food, sometimes I've told you it's very home-like. Sometimes I've told you this has been too
Correct.
oily. So,
Correct.
there are different
Correct.
people also have different tastes. So there'll be some people who want that, the riyaj, as they say, the oil and this.
Yes.
So how did you get this customer consistency of
So,
what you're
sir,
giving to your customers? Yeah.
very, very rightly best. So now, this has been our sixth, 7th month as a when we started doing professionally in our kitchen.
Just 7 months. Wow. And you've done so much in then that I thought it'll be at least 1.5 years or
No,
something.
no, 6 months at the kitchen, I'm saying. But
Huh.
before that, it's been 2.5 years now.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
over, yeah, because
yeah,
we do gigs, we are at BKC, we are doing all the kind
yeah.
of gigs.
At the Geo World Drive, you
Yeah,
did
so we are
it.
there
And
for Friday, Saturdays, we are there.
still
Uh,
now?
yeah. So now
Oh,
next Friday, Saturday also will be there.
not this Saturday?
No, yeah, they
Oh.
like coming Saturday will be there.
I'll be at Geo World Drive on Saturday
Yeah,
for a
come
panel
over, sir.
discussion. Yeah, so I
Come
think
over,
we'll finish at 4:30. I'll
come
come. Oh
over, sir.
wow, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what we have right now, so decided is this now today, Nirban and me, we both never, we have no one here to help us to run the business,
Yes.
and I think everything requires a certain amount of money.
I
That
think he was also with you at the puja counter, no, managing
yeah,
the.
yeah, he was there.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
always there with me when
yeah,
he's always
yeah,
there helping
yeah,
me and everything.
yeah.
So I think the learning that we had when we came to kitchen.
Hmm.
Before that, we were at Bar Bank when we were doing business. When when we were actually facing our audience, facing them, and understanding what the food they're
And I
liking.
remember you're telling me how you were enjoying that, and
Oh,
going up
absolutely!
to
It
the
was
people,
super fun.
explaining Bengali food. Durga Puja is different. Like everyone knows, Bengali food. People who come
Correct.
there, and the few people who don't know, like the Bengalis will be explaining. But Bar
Correct.
Bank Juhu, it was an open
We enjoyed
audience.
the most. So I think that is where we realized. That is where both Nirban and me realized that we can do it.
Hmm.
That one thing is required, like when today when I took my music professionally was a day when I have felt that I can do it. That was
Yes.
a day or a moment where we felt no, we can actually do this. Now
Wow.
pandemic again happened and then it got shut
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then if
Second
you remember,
lockdown in the beginning of the year.
um
Yeah.
I was about to take a shop at Bandra, if you remember, sir. I
Yes.
asked you,
Yeah, yeah,
remember?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We discussed a couple of.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah,
the last phase of pandemic that we were all going
yeah,
through.
yeah.
So my dad told me that don't take it right now and take a kitchen, because probably as a father, like how you feel, okay, this won't be right to take
Yeah, yeah.
go for it.
But a lot of people are doing that. Like I interviewed Kartikya, and she's a chef who's been in Taj and then 11 Madison and all that. So like great places like in New York, Spain. But she wants to run a taco and Mexican business. So she's running it out of a cloud kitchen. It's called
Yeah,
Tiki and
um,
Pastor. So it's people are doing different models and not the traditional restaurant model
correct. I
necessarily.
think we followed the model that it was running that time, sir, while
Hmm.
Corona. That was the kitchen model. But in my 7th month, what I feel is this, that we put immense amount of input and immense amount of your love, your dedication towards the kind of food you're doing.
Okay,
But
just to clarify, by
yeah,
seventh month, you mean 7th month of the
in the
cloud
kitchen,
kitchen,
sir, in the kitchen,
cloud kitchen,
but cloud
the
kitchen,
cloud
correct.
kitchen, which is near the Lotus pump.
Yes, correct.
Yes,
But
yes.
our understanding to us is this, that this is not a sustainable model till the time you have a heavy, lofty cash on you to advertise it
Cash
well
flow.
on,
Yeah.
yes, sir, on Zomato and Swiggy, because Zomato, Swiggy takes your 40% around
Hmm.
from you, plus your around 8 to 10% from one
Forty
when they
percent
give you.
per order.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh
Yes.
wow. Wow.
That is very, very steep. And
Hmm.
that is not kitchen industry till the time they are very, very loaded with their cash
Yeah, yeah.
and to run it in that way. So I think, sir, in a month we are shifting. Basically, we want to take a shop. We always wanted to take a shop, so we are shutting this and we are taking a new shop, because that was always my thing. and I'm
But
a
where will the
person.
cooking happen? Because not all the cooking will happen
So
in a shop, right? You'll still
so
need
the
a
kitchen, what
base to
we
kitchen.
are going to, we are going to just make a smaller menu. We are going to stick to the menu which we are hot selling
And which is
items.
working, which is
Correct.
working. Yeah.
So because in that, in this 6 month, we wanted to just give ourselves to understand what is the best that is working with us and working
And
for
what is
us.
working with you? What
So
is working with you
so
guys?
the best is the rolls, the kathi
Hmm.
rolls, the biryanis, and the
Hmm.
chow mein, and our kosha mangsho, and the two gravies that we are just like a champ and the rizala. This
And
is
the
the
Chinese
items.
stuff? Sorry, not the
Chow mein,
Chinese
yeah,
open noodle.
chow
No,
mein,
the
chow mein.
Lucknowi stuff. The Lucknowi stuff.
So Lucknowi Chowk is different. We were never on Zomato, Swiggy. We are always doing Lucknowi Chowk as our personal orders till now. From
So
the
so that is still going on.
yes,
You know, I will
that
give
we
you
changed
a
our menu, sir.
I'll give you a bit of a context as a Bengali who's now been in
Yeah,
Bombay for 25 years, and of course, hopefully, non-Bengalis will also order from you. But
yeah,
and I came in here as just I just started working, but as I began to cook, and then we set up house and all that. I realized that a lot of the Bangla home khawar, including kosha or jhol, but not kosha in the bulk, which really brings out the thing, or the aloo posto or the malai curry and all that, one can make. But like, a roll, for example, I can make it if someone gives me the paratha or the frozen ones. But the risalas, the biryani. So like, I think there'll be a lot of people like that who does a home food at home, and
yeah.
and then you don't see the point of getting it from outside, and honestly for me
Correct,
as well. But like,
correct.
even chops, cutlets, I mean, this is the
Yeah,
sort of thing which you so
yeah,
where
yeah.
would you be taking up your shop? Have you decided or still
So
scouting?
so we have actually our entire 6 7 months, Nirban and me, we have been like understanding the business, where to do,
And
where not to
Nirban's
do.
your partner, for guys who are
Yes, sir.
confused.
He's my
So
partner.
and Nirban is a guy, so therefore he's not in Foodocracy. If he's around, he's welcome to say hi to us. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I know. So he's like he's. So I'll just put on the light because it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
very.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Thankfully,
yes.
there's no power cut or load shedding Kolkata style. I don't know if it still happens that much as it did in the 80s. In fact, we used to call the Prime Minister, Chief Minister Ojoti Basu. But yeah. So Nirvan is
Yes, the
yeah.
location that we would. You asked me, sir. The what
Ah,
we are thinking is that Andheri, where we are currently right now, with our kind of food, there's lot of kind of competition which we
yeah,
felt,
because this
and it's
Calcutta
too much,
Club,
and it's too many
Hangla,
forms.
yeah,
Yeah, too many Bengali food around,
yeah,
and then you have to actually compromise with your food, your taste, and
yeah,
with the
the
pricing,
pricing and everything,
breaking.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And
we are
some of them
thinking.
have been quite established, like Calcutta Club, Hangla at this
Correct.
thing. There's also no
Correct.
Calcutta. So they're all, like, quite established, like maybe almost
Correct.
7 8 years.
Yes. So
Yeah.
so we are thinking, why not to go to places where Bengali food is wanted and it's not there. So our first options should be like, we are thinking of Thane. It will be a bit far from where we are right now. But then with the kind of orders that I get today also, there are a lot of Thane people that orders from me,
And
lot.
probably rentals might also be
And
good.
rentals are also like cheaper than where we are. In fact, you'll get a shop in the kitchen kind of rental that we are paying right now. So I think that is the kind of place where you're looking at, where our food is wanted, and there's not too much of eateries there. That is what we have thought
No,
of.
that's
Yeah.
interesting. Like in terms of how you're seeing it, because like when you said 7 8 months back, when you're looking, I mean, the normal thing is like, let's do something in Bandra, and that's where this thing. But actually, a business is also about doing a cost benefit
Oh,
analysis
totally.
and then seeing, But only my worry is that, if the rolls come from Thane to Bandra, will become a bit, ice cold. But we'll figure out something. Now, you also had to go through one challenge, which was midway you had to change your brand name. So you were Bangali Babu, right? Then you
Yes.
had to do to
Actually,
Habudubu. Habudubu.
correct.
So how did you sort of tackle that, and why did it happen?
We basically we were not getting a trademark, sir,
Hmm.
for the name for Bangali Babu.
Because someone else had it, or is it because it was a adjective, or because trademark laws work various ways?
Yeah, so there was a lot of other also application given, two, three, not really many. But as per the lawyers that we spoke to, then when we were talking, they were saying anything that has name with region or regional
Yeah.
nowadays doesn't get the trademark. Like let's say
Okay.
me Marathi or maybe
Yeah,
Bengali
yeah, yeah.
or
Okay.
Bengali. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
the issue. So then we felt why not to do something more exciting that gave
Yeah.
us another opportunity to just
Yeah, Bangali Babu is
redefine
a bit
ourselves.
staid. Bangali Babu, for a non-Bengali audience is Babu Moshai, like Mr. Batsun and Anand. But Habudubu is like you said. I mean, it's not a new word or something, but there's a certain playfulness to it, a certain childlike
Yes.
feeling to it. So who came up with the idea of Habudubu? Like Habudubu is like
So
you're sinking that you're trying to. So I mean, not sinking in a bad way, but yeah,
you know what, Habudubu,
everything
I
is
feel,
yeah.
yeah. As you said that Habudubu is very playful and it's like a very kind of feeling when if you know when
Overwhelmed and yeah.
Bangali girl and boy they used to be in love, then they used to say
Uh,
ke preme Habudubu kat.
yes, yes, yes. Madly in love.
Remember?
Yeah. And of course, yes. Yes.
So
Of course, prema was a
yes,
good word. The slang was chalk. I don't know do people
yeah.
still say chalk say? Do or people still say that? Or is it like
I'm
old
sure
slang?
they say sir.
No, because slang
Hardcore
changes.
Bengali
I'm talking
still say.
Chokotse was like in the 90s and 80s. So. Yeah,
We
but
were
preme
chocolate chico.
habudubu, like madly in love. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, that was a thing. That like madly in love, like getting immersed. That was me and Nirban and me. That's nobody else. Both of us we
So you
brainstormed.
guys are
We had
madly in
lot of
love, and
options.
you want people to fall madly in love with each other.
Madly in love. Correct.
Okay, now
Correct.
I'm going to do some unveiling or unboxing, and then I'm going to ask you about it. So
Okay.
this is your new venture, and I've not opened it.
Yes.
So I'm going to do it now. There was some yeah. Um, this is there's more. Okay. Um, so what do I see here?
Is it
It's
bomb?
not
I look like
it looks like a poi to me, like a Goan poi, and which has been grilled
yeah.
because and let me see if the other thing is anything different, and then I'm going to ask you about it because we've been talking of rolls and the chow mein at dokane chow mein, roll at dokane chow mein, and
Correct.
suddenly we've got Goan poi, and we were talking of how much you like Lucknowi food. So, you've got Go and Poise. Yeah, I'm not going to. No, actually, I've kept a sandwich board, so it won't follow my laptop. So now tell me about this. How many things are you guys doing here? Won't you be habudubu in so many businesses?
We are
And
getting
I'm
Habudubu
going to ask
ourselves.
you the question. I'm asking you the question so that I can eat, while you're talking.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
This is
So you know what?
this is the cheese and mutton thing, the crispy mutton one, or is this the
Yes, I think the
uh,
crispy mutton one. Correct.
okay, okay, okay.
And
Hmm.
the other one is the Ross egg
Mm.
omelette.
Mm. 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 No, not Bengali at all. So tell me about it. আমি যখন খাই আমি খাচ্ছি তুমি কথা বলো. So tell me about this. It's called
Yeah.
BT.
So
So BT is
yes.
what? Bowbajar Tram Terminus.
Which one, sir? The about
I shouldn't talk in a mouthful. But is BT something like Bowbajar Tram, Bowbajar
oh
Thek
yes,
or something else?
DT. It's like the short form of daily toasty. It's so basically, sir, the
Oh, Daily
mornings when
Toasty, DT.
yeah, daily toasty. So
Wow.
generally, breakfast, Nirban and me, we both love sandwiches. We at times have sandwiches for dinner also. We can like eat
My
sandwiches.
wife does that, but I just can't get the idea of sandwiches with her. No,
Yeah.
there's a Ross omelette, and it's got the coconutty feel. Oh. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we both love sandwiches, and we wanted to do something very quick and very
Hmm.
which can go fast and which can be
Hmm.
healthy. Also, you can just make sure that you don't give flour. Maybe just try and use better bread, or maybe you can just make sure just try different kind of cuisine like Goan spice
Yeah.
or maybe like a mutton kosha. Like my plan is to make it like a mutton kasha poi or maybe a
And
Vindaloo
Po
poi.
is interesting because people have done this with say paos, like Rohan and
Correct.
Paka Pao. He's done the pao thing. But I mean, I know some people who are doing pois, like James Miranda was also going as a part of his thing. jazzy
Yeah.
gem, but not consistently like this stuffed poi. And also, it's very difficult to get poi in Mumbai. So, I mean, versus in Goa, and people really pack the pois. So, have these pois come from Goa?
No, no, no. This is coming from one of our bakeries that is very, I think everybody knows in Bombay. That's called Fresco Bakeries.
Mm.
I
Mm.
have been taking their
And guys,
breads.
the mutton is so tender. Sorry. Yeah. You talk.
Do
You
you
talk.
like it, sir?
Mm. And I'm eating it cold.
Please have it.
Mm. No, it's a
So,
thanda because I didn't
oh, I know
eat
you
it.
just had to. That's what it would have been really good if I just had
No,
hot.
but I wanted to do the unveiling here because I'm trying to get increase the viewer count. So I thought that like an influencer, but unlike an influencer, I forgot to do like a little dance and all that. I started eating. Hopeless.
That's okay. Food does that. So these guys are this Fresco guys. They're very consistent with the. I eat a lot of their bread, which I generally like. So they the kind of wheat they use and the kind of stuff they use, which I really like. I spoke to them like 1 year back when I was doing my bake this thing at Bar Bank. They used to give their breads to me when I used to make their this pav bhajis and all. There, sir, I used to make
So
like Sunday,
so
Sunday. I
the
used
so the pav is very the poi,
yeah.
not pav. Poi is also, I mean, pretty soft over here. So it must be like maida and stuff, right?
No, it is. It has no maida, sir. It has wheat bran and wheat. It has no maida. It has
And
wheat
what
bran,
wheat?
kapli,
So Khapli. In fact, the first time I
and
had
yeast is
Khapli,
there so that it
the
just becomes more. Yeah,
I mean, yeast is not the grain.
yeah,
The first time I heard of Khapli and had it, and which is a bit strange given it's a local thing,
yeah. And kapli is
is
that
at the Suzette Bakery. And the French chef over there was saying that he's using Khapli for the bread, and it was so good.
it has kapli
And then
from
my
the.
dietitian Ria says that Khapli is nice,
Yeah,
from a blood sugar point of view.
correct.
I mean, of course, depends on your levels. So
Yeah,
our cook Banu, who comes in the afternoon and evening, so she often makes khapli rotis, and we source our khapli from Kokan Bazaar. And the good thing about khapli versus jawar or bajra is that jawar and bajra you have to eat immediately. You can't
correct,
eat cold jawar
correct.
rotis. But a khapli is very soft, like it's thick
Soft.
and soft.
Yeah,
So if she
thick
makes
and
it at
soft.
say 5 o'clock, I can have it at 9:30, 10. Just heat it a bit in the tawa.
Correct.
So it's actually, I don't know why more people don't use it. So
Yeah, and in fact, it has much. If you see that the taste is so, it has that grainy little texture
yeah,
to
yeah,
it,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
which is really nice. Where you feel
Hmm. Yeah,
that
because Goan poi also has like husk on top and stuff.
correct, correct. That's how I
So,
think that
but
the
you still haven't told me that you've sort of decided that you're going to do roll, kosher mangsho, chow, the ones which are selling. How like suddenly like daily toasty? How did that
so.
happen?
As I told you, so first Nirban and me, when before the Bangali Babu and anything happened, we both loved Cuban sandwiches. So we used to
Oh, okay.
we used to get pork and just make sandwiches for ourselves. It used to go wrong. Things at times it never used to happen at the right way, the way we
Yeah.
used to. But both of us, as I told you, love sandwiches. That's our. We got a little bit right now with like Habudubu. We have time where I can
Hmm.
invest a bit time on something else.
Because Habudubu is like
That-
maybe like settled
Yeah,
down a
it's a
bit.
little smoother. It's a little smoother now. Now I have like around 4 helps with me who we Nirvana and we have trained. They're all from Bombay. None of them are from Calcutta because that is where we were having issue getting.
Yeah, that people you get them over,
Yeah,
keep them in a house, then they'll leave. Yeah.
and then they have to
And the
go.
Calcutta work attitude, like,
Their work attitude, you can't
yeah,
make them
yeah.
work here.
Like
They
if
work.
someone calls me in the afternoon or tries to fix a thing, I'm napping then, so I don't even take calls.
Literally, they used to
That's
say,
the
"Yeah,
Bengali
sir, I
attitude,
need to sleep." They used to tell me, "Ke ami ekhon ghumote jacchi. I'm sleeping." And
Absolutely. And since the editor of the book I'm working on, The Diary of a Cat, that she's Bengali. So I once told her that, there was a meeting. I said, I'll just nap a bit and Gumiani. And she
I
understood.
I think, sir, we the entire journey, both Nirvana and me, we have understood so much about how what to do and what not to do. That right now we are on a much more better space to
Huh.
actually think about what works and what doesn't and what price point. So we are still
Hmm.
at our right now. Like we wanted to do something which is really fast. Like this is very fast for us. You
Hmm.
can just make your meat, you can
Hmm.
do this, you can really sell this, and you can actually make it very, very tasty as per your like, as per as how you like your meat to be. You
So
want
you will now be running three lines:
correct.
Habudubu, Lucknowi kitchen, which you're going to run more at a personal level, not
Yeah.
scale commercial, and then DT, Daily Toasty. Um, so, and of course, we've spoken earlier about how through music you've learned about diversification. But a lot of these dishes which you do, I mean, the rolls, chow, you can still heat in a karai again, but this, I mean, it's very tasty, even thanda, because I got it a while back,
Yeah.
and later I'm going to heat it and eat it also. But it's very nice.
Thank
It's
you so
with
much.
the sauces going in and stuff, you don't mind it. Like it's something you can take with you if you're going on a drive, and instead of stopping on
It's,
a
I felt the
McDonald's, you can
burger
have
is at
this.
times less filling. Like for me, I
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
filling generally.
And you're always worried about the bun, that acha
Yeah,
maida, it's
correct.
so yeah, so you're then looking at yeah, so my point was that that would limit you a bit in terms of a geographical radius, right? In Mumbai, also traffic and stuff, because say when you're in Thana or right now in Andheri West, is it more the local catchment? Because only say kosha mangsho or the gravies or the chow that can travel.
So we are going to just, we are going to not operate from this kitchen anymore.
No, but then you'll
Uh,
be going to Thana.
correct.
That's
Because that,
another continent.
yeah, yeah, because now we cannot go to, Thana and operate from here. So we
No,
are
but then
planning
your
to,
catchment area will be Thana then.
sorry, sir?
So then your catchment area of your
Yeah,
customers will be Thana.
yeah, yeah, correct. So right
So
now,
do you
what we
think
are,
that have you done a bit of research to see in Bengali? You said that there's a lot of
yes,
Bengalis, but do
yes,
you think
sir.
your sandwich there's a demand for there?
So first we are going to start. So this would be like from our home to begin with the
The
sandwiches.
sandwiches. Okay.
Yeah, like how we started our Bangali Babu or Habudubu. It is will be the similar process where we are going to start with the same thing as per home, because right now with my 2.5 years of experience, we have sufficient amount of my own clientele base and my customers. So
Yes.
yeah. So I'm gonna start it from my home and not go towards making a shop. Right
Yeah.
now, the shop that will happen, it is just for Habudubu with the
Okay.
smallest,
So
only
but
Habudubu.
that's but I love that because the clarity in your mind that you're doing two three different things, and let's not forget that her main thing is music. So you're doing
Yes.
music and food, and if I was doing a flow chart, once the show has more budget, then I can do those Hassan Mina sort of shows. But then there's food, music, food, Bengali, Lucknowi, and modern Goan. So that's great. This journey of 2.5 years.
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to share with young people like you who have a passion in food, wants to do something in that, but maybe they don't have the training. So any learning you want to share, because when you reach out to people who are of a certain this thing, they will give tips, but like if I give a tip on blogging after being in it for 15 years, it might not be that relevant to someone who's looking at being an influencer and getting a lot of followers. So I mean, they would want to know it from someone like that. So
Yes.
any yeah.
I think, sir, for me, what went right was that I really, really followed what my heart wanted. Like I felt at times I was doing so many things where everybody was like,
Hmm.
"Why are you doing this?" or "Why are you doing that?" But I think to just go and see ourselves that what we are best at, we need to give ourselves whatever we are good at, just to give it
Hmm.
all and just to see what we can really do. When it comes to
Hmm.
food, that my own personal thing, I would say that we need to strategize. I was not, I mean, I started as a beginner, like how I started as a music.
Hmm.
When it comes to food,
Yeah, yeah,
it's very, very helpful when you actually do a small menu, strategize
yeah.
it, and
Hmm.
know what works best.
But
And
sometimes it takes time. Like you said
correct.
that your 6 7 months of experience then told you. So I guess you try things, then you see it's
Oh
working, not
yes,
working.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So then
Absolutely.
people should not be afraid. of
Not
trying
at all.
something. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
at all. I think I'm trying every day. You have seen me, so just trying
Yes,
every
yes.
day.
No, and
Yeah.
different things. So I remember there was a thala which you sent quite some time back, and you told me this is your grandmom's recipe and this is Dadu's, and very
Yeah.
different but very home-like. The
Yes.
chochuris and mangshos. Then you've sent more biye bari sort of stuff, which are like
Yes.
more reaji. So it's like oil and
Yes.
spice,
Yes.
yummy to taste, and but it's not something you can eat every day. Then the chow mein, like when my friend and I tried it, it reminded us of Tasty in College Street, and the rolls. And now you're doing poi sandwiches, but you've also got a bit of a consciousness of
Yeah.
giving your customers like the kapli thing is such a great idea. I've not
Yeah.
seen anyone try it. I mean, they do multi-grain buns and all that. So that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
hope
really
I hope people, like the new thing also works and you have to
I'm
keep
sure
giving.
it will. I'm
Mhm.
sure it will, but if there's more, because I think I'll keep ordering, and it's
You
so
must.
tender. The because when you said crispy mutton, then I was thinking, okay, there's going to be another chopped cutlet, Kobiraji, and from Nandini. I mean, not the chopped cutlet because we've not done that. Oh, mm. No, it's soft. It's very soft and
And I
juicy.
think it's
Sorry.
very wholesome. So I think something
Mm,
like this. Now I
mm,
like my sandwiches to be have whatever meat I'm having, but a lot of
mm.
veggies. I love veggies. So I
So
make
again,
sure.
my dietitian, you must send her stuff. It's a birthday tomorrow. So she's told me that you have to have with every meal vegetables.
Correct.
So today
Correct.
we are going to have, I don't know, we are having liver tonight, kaleji. But with that, there'll be some bada kopi,
That works. That's
southern
great.
style,
Yeah.
and some
Veggies are
cucumber.
like has to be on the plate, whatever how much of meat we have. Because
Okay,
I
now,
am a pro mutton lover. I don't eat any other meat than mutton. That's what my
yes,
meat is. So
mutton's the best. Yes.
yeah, I have to
Okay.
work out harder. I have to work out every like 3 4 days, but I can't give mutton. So I'm like, okay, I will.
Yeah,
I
I
will
should
do
get
it.
inspired by you and do some workouts. My workout is to go to the corner, feed the cats, and
Yeah,
come
yeah. A
back.
little bit of yoga also works. 5 10 minutes of that yoga
Yeah,
also
and
works.
yoga needs. I mean, I've been doing. No, I mean, I mean it seriously. Okay, so from a from a business point of view, people can reach Habudubu by looking at it at Swiggy, Zomato. The Lucknowi thing, they have to reach out to you directly. Is DT
Yes.
on Swiggy, Zomato now?
Yes. This directly. These are DT
So
and
DT is
Lucknowi
also
Chowk.
there. Now, for people who might watch this and might want to try food or do bulk party orders, do you do that? That do
Yes,
you do?
absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
your stuff can be. So how do they reach you? Do they DM you on Instagram?
So
Because
they
you have
can,
a personal profile, which is a closed
or they
profile.
can just DM me on the Habudubu profile. I
So
yeah.
and you handle it. So you more or less
Yes.
see
Yes.
who's okay. That's
I
great.
think, sir, you have suggested us to some other. I had to thank you again. We probably will be doing another gig, which is in some rock festival in Bombay, in South
Wow,
Bombay. So they called
wow.
us today.
Is
Only
it
we
that
had sent our
Independence
photo.
Rock? Is it the Independence Rock
I think so.
festival? Because that
Some
that's a very very big rock festival.
yeah.
Like
So I think that is the
Independence
one,
Rock
sir.
was,
That is the one.
yeah, it was huge. I think Uday Benegal used to drive it. Even in Kolkata we'd heard of it, and for many years that stopped. But I know that last year they came back, and they were so that's like that's like kids to say big shit. I don't
Thank
swear,
you,
but I
sir.
don't know why
Again,
I'm doing this. But
thank you.
okay, so great. But talking of rock and all of that, traditionally when you're interviewing someone who sings, you ask them to sing one or two
Oh
lines
yeah,
of the,
absolutely. Without you asking,
the
I will.
Bhisham Sahni or the, the lady who did Gul Khile Kulshan Kulshan. I mean, so sing anything for us, like a couple
Okay.
of lines or whatever.
Mm, so like a fun song or like a serious song?
Fun. Bikele
Fun.
Adda now should be
Okay.
like a Mitro
Uh,
Cafe type of song, with your friends and
okay.
stuff. Or
Maybe like okay.
let's not do
Gajra.
dukh. No dukher songs now.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 Dukhe song. गजरा मोहब्बत वाला अखियों में ऐसा डाला गजरे ने ले ली मेरी जान हाय रे मैं तेरी कुर्बान दुनिया है मेरे पीछे लेकिन मैं तेरे पीछे, दुनिया है मेरे पीछे लेकिन मैं तेरे पीछे, अपना बना ले, अपना बना ले मेरी जान, हाय रे मैं तेरी कुर्बान, हाय
Wow,
रे
that's
मैं तेरी कुर्बान.
wow, that was fabulous, and obviously she's not into lip sync and all of that. So I don't know, दुनिया मेरे पीछे है कि नहीं, but मैं तो इसके पीछे हूँ. But it's been lovely chatting with you, and the only reason why I'm going to end this podcast is that I think I've eaten on camera enough. And
Yes,
so
and
this,
I'm going to see you on GeoSoft.
yeah. I'm coming on Saturday. What time do you start?
We
Do you guys
start
start?
from around 1
Oh
o'clock.
yeah. So I'm going for a sort of lunch come even thing. So after that, I'll definitely drop down. So folks, that's Nandini Deb. She and Nirban run Habudubu. She and they run Daily Toasty. They run Lucknowi Kitchen. She sings as well, and we've seen that. Yeah. So okay. Bye. I'm going to eat this
Thank you so much, sir.
puppy.
Thank you. You have a